4th and 5th might be for fireworks, and we got fireworks this evening, everybody. Tuesday night, the brand new night for the summertime. Take it down. Thanks, fellas. That is St. Ricketts, What Fire Cannot Burn. www.saintricketts.com. And, of course, that is the theme song to the 100% live, brand new Tuesday night episode of The Yo Show.
Yo.
I am Jeff the Shark Perini, celebrating another American birthday. With me, as always, the co-hostess with the mostest, the sister from another mister, and by golly, Jewel Tatey, one of the most beautiful 4th of July faces I've ever seen. Jewel, good evening. You and the little missus look lovely in your patriotic wear. Welcome to another great Tuesday night.
Oh, thank you. Happy to be here. Good evening. Yeah, how was your weekend?
Terrific. A lot of great family time and catching up and friends and probably 5 hamburgers, 4 hot dogs, and all the potato salad, macaroni salad, beans, you could possibly name. I am stuffed beyond all belief, but I am ready for a lovely episode this evening. How about you? How was the weekend? I know you're a little under the weather this past weekend. Hopefully you've recovered. Hopefully you're doing good.
I know. I was like, I'm not going to make it. I don't know what happened. I couldn't eat a thing Saturday, and then I tried to make up for it Sunday with the 4th. To make a huge thing of my homemade pasta salad. That went over well, but yeah, it was fun. We just hung out with the fam and had some good times.
Sounds great, and that's all you could ask for, and a lot of fireworks. I know there was an ongoing battle on social media about, you crybabies, give it up, fireworks are fine, and some people have fireworks, which is great, and some people are going off with them till 2 in the morning. My dog, I know a lot of dogs and pets didn't take too kind of it, but it's over, and we survived, and we're all friends again, and we're back to normal and back to work, I guess, today for many. So.
Yeah, it seemed less than previous years with the fireworks. So, I mean, I didn't think it was too bad where I was. What about you? Was it?
I thought it was pretty good. I got your question, and that is actually coming from upstairs.
Ah.
I know, right? Like, man. The good bad news is this brand new microphone. It's lovely. I enjoy it. I like the clamp feature. I promise it picks up absolutely everything.
Everything.
It's currently picking up another episode of Animal Kingdom upstairs.
Another episode of the Yo Show.
That's what it should be picking up. So it's picking up Animal Kingdom right now. That is my wife upstairs. Show she thoroughly enjoys. I got some surprises from that show today. I won't tell her.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I need a new show, man. Like, all of my shows have ended. All of them. So, I need a new one.
She'll probably recommend Animal Kingdom. From what I've seen, and being a heterosexual male like myself, and she'll tell you there's a lot of good-looking fellas in it. Ellen Barkin is nice. In it, and she's
I love her.
She's pretty riveting. So, yeah, give it a shot. Animal Kingdom is the program. Yes.
Exciting.
Good stuff. Speaking of exciting, a lot of great stuff going on here. First, let's give a huge thanks to last week's guest, local actress from Mayor of Easttown, the wonderful Connie Giordano.
Woo!
Yeah, she was
great as she. I'm telling you.
She was terrific, man. I'm telling you. Great Philly local talk. Great talk about the show, her career, going down the shore, as we say. Yeah, terrific.
Oh my God. I'm so excited to talk all things about the show and possibly a season 2. Like, that's crazy.
I would love a season 2. I absolutely would. I enjoyed it so much. And, skeptical me, I'm not going to like it. And then, like I said, I got the email from the PR team and said, we want to get Connie on the show. I'm like, let me check it out. I'm like, well, I love this show.
Yeah, and it's not that many episodes, so it hooks you right in right away, Absolutely. And Kate Winslet, you imagine seeing Kate Winslet at our Wawa? Like, I would freak out.
That'd be pretty awesome. So thank you to Connie for that. This week, Jewel, it gets super. You know we are music junkies, be it classic rock or pop rock or hard rock or rap or metal or any of that. So tonight, one of the legendary bands, their guitar player is going to be with us tonight from the Romantics. Oh yeah, the one and only Mr. Mike Skill of the Romantics is our very special guest tonight. And I got to tell you, I am super stoked. You people know the songs. What I like about you, Talking in Your Sleep, One in a Million. There's a lot of great songs that I grew up loving from the Romantics. And tonight, Mike Skill on our very show. He also has some new stuff coming out, solo stuff. We're going to play one of those songs called So Soul Alone. That's kind of a tongue teaser. We're going to play that shortly. Good little rock number. I enjoy it. Mike Skill coming up around 8:30 tonight on our program. Top 5 list before we do any of that. Tried to keep it to the guests, but tried to not do the same old category. So tonight I call it, Jewel, Top 5 Unmistakable Songs from the Opening Chords or Notes. So it's a song you hear like a little note or two, like, oh yeah, I know that song. Or it's more like, yeah, it's that song. You know, one of those. And that's kind of what it is. And Jewel's going to kind of do it as I do mine because she forgot to write it down apparently. But that's fine. And I've got a lot. I had 100, but these are the 5 that I love. And whether it's weddings or parties or bars or clubs or whatever, or even in the car, you hear the song, you're like, oh yeah, oh, it's that song. And that's kind of in honor of what I like about you and Mike Skill, tonight's guest. So let's take a look. I cheated again and put mine all nice on the screen.
No, I need your help.
No, you really don't.
Ladies and gentlemen, Duck the intern in the house refusing to help, and that's why I love her show. Hi, Duck.
Doc, your help is needed here.
She is the best intern in town, ladies and gentlemen. We love her. Okay, number
About
5.
to get fired.
Number 5, I got a tie, and real quickly, from the words of Robin Zander, he says, I want you to want me. So I want you to want me. Cheap Trick, you hear it like, oh yeah, I love this jam, Cheap Trick. Tie for number 5, but of course, what I like about you by the Romantics, that and you're like, oh yeah, I start dancing, I can't dance, but I'm dancing anyway. But that's at number 5. I'm stalling gracefully as Jewel writes hers down, in case anybody's wondering. Number 4, the fellas of Kansas say a few little words, and we know it. It's, carry on my wayward son. You hear them words, like, oh yeah, I know this jam. And you get pumped up. Of course, Wayward Son comes on by Kansas, and you get down and you're jamming. That's number 4. Number 3, these fellas right here, and it's a song that actually became known in dance clubs as well as bars and radio and everything, and it's one of the most classics. And it's actually Brian Johnson's first written song, and he told the guys this might be the greatest rock and roll song I ever heard. He actually did. Shook Me All Night Long by AC/DC. That's a great one. That's like a timeless number. You can dance to it, you can rock to it, you can dry hump to it, whatever you want. Shook Me All Night Long. AC/DC at number 3. Jewel does not like the thought of dry humping. Number 2, Jewel, you got to agree. The whole world has to agree. When you hear that, din, 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 you know it's time to jump around. House of Pain at number 2. That's a song that always gets me off my feet. I love it. Number 2, House. And number 1, one of my all-time favorite bands, my all-time favorite song, my number 1 rock anthem, my number 1 party song, it's none other than Paradise City by Guns N' Roses. You hear that little strum, that...
I just heard that before the show started.
Oh, baby, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That is my song. And every time I hear that little strum, it's not just like, oh, yeah, or yeah. It's, yeah, because I freaking love Paradise City, and I love Guns N' Roses. So that is my top 5. Jewel had her top 5 all locked up and ready. She was getting anxious for me to stop so she can give us her list. Let's hear it, Jewel Tatey.
I'm so angry at myself for not being prepared on this because I'm so excited for Mike that I completely forgot top 5. I mean, I think one time I forgot completely. But I'm just going to lay out like 4, I guess, on the top. I did just hear Paradise City, so that was going to be one of them. Doc said Enter Sandman. That's a good one.
Yeah,
You know
that is a
that's coming.
terrific one. Enter Sandman. I love that. That's a great
Yeah.
beginning to. Doom, 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 doom,
I like
doom.
songs that, you go to the bar, everyone knows the words, so they all sing along.
Yes.
But Take Me Home has to be another classic, like that beginning riff, do, 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 do. And then the next two were Phil Spector, Wall of Sound. And I just, that comes to mind because he just blasts you right away with that beginning. And Be My Baby and Born to Run, if you listen close enough, have the same opening, that da 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 da. So I enjoy that. And yeah, I'm deeply, deeply angry at myself for not being more prepared. But I knew I wanted to say that. And yeah, that's what I have. That's
All right.
5. That's 5.
I missed some of them, so.
Okay.
I'll rehash, but
Piece them together.
Enter Sandman is a terrific one. Maybe from now on, Duck will do your top 5.
She should. I usually ask her every week, or I ask a lot of people. I ask my dad a lot, and yeah, I need help because you forget. And you want to get your favorites in there, but
Sure.
you often forget.
And I know this evening you did a lot of work in preparation to this, which was excellent. We love it. It's a great guest. So you definitely did your keep this evening. We'll rehash my top 5. And we'll just give props to Enter Sandman and Take Me Home from Jewel. We're going to tie at number 5, What I Like About You by the Romantics. Of course, Mike Skill, our guest this evening. And I Want You to Want Me by Cheap Trick. Number 4, Carry On Wayward Son by Kansas. Number 3, Shook Me All Night Long by these fellas right here, AC/DC. Got my new AC/DC Highway to Hell shirt on tonight. Thank you very much. Number 2, Jump Around by House of Pain. Number 1, Paradise City, Guns N' Roses. Jewel sprinkled some fun in there. Enter Sandman, Take Me Home, Be My Baby, and a couple of those I missed.
It's okay.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I'm sure more will come to me. I'll have more by the end of the night. I'm sure I'll think of some.
And you can spew them out as you go along. It's perfectly okay. So we're coming up on 8:15. We're going to play Mike's song in a few minutes, but we've got a couple of happies and sads to crank out real quick. Let's do the happies. July 4th, and a very happy belated birthday on July 4th to one of our great alumni here, the lovely Miss Lisa Orlando. Celebrated her birthday on the 4th of July.
Happy birthday.
So happy birthday, Lisa. I absolutely love Lisa. She is terrific. And today happens to be the 75th birthday of one and only Mr. Sylvester Stallone.
Oh.
75th birthday to Sylvester Stallone. 75.
That's why they were talking about him. Okay. Happy birthday.
That guy will always be a badass. And no, that's not Lisa Orlando. That was Sylvester Stallone. And of course, a very sad rest in peace today. Director Richard Donner passed away at the age of 91, and the list is amazing. The original Superman with Christopher Reeve, The Omen, The Goonies, of course, Lethal Weapon, Scrooge, great director, some terrific films, passed away today at the age of 91, and everybody says, well, there goes Goonies 2. I think at 91 years old, I don't think he was making Goonies 2. I'm pretty sure that was passed.
No, probably not. The Omen was like one of my first scary movies. It was my brother Ed. It was like his favorite scary movie. So you have to watch that.
Scared the hell out of me. Mm-hmm. But I enjoyed it.
Wasn't that Karen Black?
No, that was, oh man, I want to say Faye Dunaway, and I think that's wrong. I'm going to look it up now.
I think it's Karen Black, because I always thought she looked like Lana Del Rey.
Unless Doc is looking it up now. I'm sorry, Lee Remick.
Is that?
Yeah, Lee Remick played the mom.
What am I thinking of then?
Wow, look at little Damien.
Damien, right.
Harvey Spencer Stevens played Damien. He's now like wow, God, he's well-aged. Yeah, Richard.
There's a Damien in Joey's class. I'm like...
I know, right? Look at the back of his head. Look at the back of his head for little numbers. Oh, good. My brother used to always say, I see numbers on the back of your head. He's always freaked me out with that stuff.
Name your kid Malachi.
Jerk. Snowman in the morning. Brian Snow in the house. Brian, good evening. Thank you for tuning in. As always, we got some NBA championship starting tonight. We got Suns, Bucks. Of course, I'm laying my money on the Suns. Bucks are there, a hard fight, but I like Phoenix. Also, Stanley Cup Finals. Montreal finally pulled a game out, 3-1. Tampa leads the Stanley Cup Finals. So good stuff there and there. So some sports. You see Brian Brian says Suns and 5. I like that. He also said Hawks over Sixers. I laughed at him. Look where we're at now. Sweet Jesus. Jewel, we got tons of Man's Cave scores. We got great topics. We got great guests. But let's get to some music. First, our guest tonight is Mr. Mike Skill, formerly of the Romantics. Now he's got some solo stuff, and he's got a new song called So Soul Alone. Hard to get that out, but it's really great. I love it. I heard it a couple times. I enjoy it thoroughly. I'm going to play it for you tonight.
And it just came out like last month, so this is
it's great.
New
Brian
stuff.
said, what's up? Cool Jewel. She is cool,
Oh,
Jewel.
hello. Cool man, too.
She is our girl. So let's hit it. Let's get a little Mike Skill music for the folks here. I will set it up. First we stop that, and then we share that, and then we click. This is so technically wonderful, all the work I do here on the Yo Show. There it is. Share, and then we blow it up. So you don't see me and Jewel. You just see Mike Skill. There he is. I love how these rock stars always keep great heads of hair. Look at that. I mean, I get jealous of these guys.
Yeah, that is something to be jealous about.
I am.
Nice head of hair.
So we're going to play it right now. Mike Skill, our guest tonight. So Soul Alone is the song. And we'll be back with the Yo Show in about 3 minutes. So enjoy. We'll be back shortly. alone, and I like how he kicks out that so
Thank you.
alone Lee. Awesome. Mike Skill. Jewel Teddy, what are you thinking?
It's like you hear different elements and you're like, oh, it sounds like this and sounds like that, but it's so
Yes.
uniquely Mike Skill. So I'm just so thrilled that he's on tonight. And man, what an honor. This
I know.
is a big night.
Very big night. Great. Very honored. When you hear classic songs, you get the memories of these classic songs. And I remember, like I said, I think I talked about the show a few weeks ago. Video Rock was the show, and I remember videos like Talking in Your Sleep and One in a Million. And, and you, of course, like I said, anywhere you go, you remember What I Like About You.
Mhm.
Weddings, bars, parties, the song comes up. And to have the creator of those songs here, it's what it's all about. It really is. It's awesome.
I know. Yeah. It just, I don't know. If you would have told us a couple years ago we'd be interviewing all these great people, it's like, that's the dream. So just happy to be here.
Absolutely. I agree with that. This morning, I did a little road work. I went out with my buddy Christian. Like, we do the hunt for the man cave stuff. And we were watching Married with Children. And I said, you remember on my show, I had Amber on. And he's like, what? I'm like, Amber from Married with Children. And he's like, dude, I love Married with Children. He's like, where was that episode? I'm like, well, it's back in the days before video. Although I did message Julie at Tablack, would love to have her come back on with the video process now. And he's like, man, that is so cool. And I started thinking back to all the actresses I grew up loving that have spent time with us. Bobby Brown, Erica Leniak, Nancy Valen, Betsy Russell. Again, like I said, Joy at Tablack. And just great musicians, local musicians, and now a guy like Mike Skill. Amazing. This is what it's all about. It's what I love.
I know. And Juliet's such a sweetheart. She likes all my pics. I'm like, oh my god.
I know, she really does.
Flattered.
And that's awesome. And I'm just like blown away. I still get nervous. I get geeked up every time. It never gets easier. I know I talk a good game and I seem like I'm flawless, and but trust me.
Yeah, no. We do a little freak out session before every show.
And I'll tell you what, 159 episodes, and every time you lay out that first, so how you doing? And you get that first question out, and it usually comes out with a smile, and you're like, all right, cool, here we go.
Yeah. Just going to break into it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking. Before Mike comes on, we're going to talk about an amazing national holiday that passed yesterday. I did not celebrate. I forgot to, my wife celebrated. We were pool going yesterday. You might have seen pictures on the social media. But it was National Bikini Day yesterday, Jewel. And, just to show everybody what we're talking about, this lovely lady here in her 4th of July bikini. I'm sure everybody would have kept bikini. It's two-piece, a little top and bottom. Lovely. And like I said, stars and stripes, and, for the holiday. So why not? I noticed the views start jumping because everybody likes a nice bikini shot. But anyway, National Bikini Day. I don't know. Does there have to be a national day for like everything?
Yeah, why not?
I guess.
My birthday is National Chocolate Cake Day, so I'm going to own that. I think yours is National Morse Code Day, right? Because you share a birthday with my sister.
That sounds about right. Morse Code Day. I get dumb stuff. Like, what is that?
Joey's is National Global Love Day, which is nice.
Oh, that's adorable. That really is. I like that a lot. National Bikini Day.
Sure. I mean, it's summer, so
I went to site
fitting.
You know what's funny? I realized today in looking at National Bikini Day in pictures, from way back when, from episode 99,
He doesn't need National Bikini Day to do that.
I still have this picture that I never took down from our site of Brianna Dale.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, hey, there's National Bikini Day.
I don't know if some of those qualify as bikinis, but
some
okay.
Some are lingerie, some are tops and barely bottoms.
Right.
But she hasn't talked much about it, but Miss Brianna Dale is pregnant.
Oh.
Yes, she has dropped hints of I won't be using my body or showing my body for a while. My body is currently under maintenance for the next, whatever she says, 7 months, 8 months, whatever. But yes, I believe she's expecting, if I read correctly. So congratulations.
Wow.
One of our, I think possibly our most viewed episode ever. And one hell of an awesome guest. She was so cool.
Yeah. I mean, she is a mommy, so this would probably be her second, right? That's awesome.
Yeah, I believe this will be her second. And that's
Cool.
excellent. So congratulations to her. And, you know, even with a belly, you're more than welcome to celebrate National Bikini Day.
Oh my
for
God.
Annandale.
Thanks for the permission, Jeff.
Yes, absolutely. You know, that's what you need. It's not real
Oi.
until it's Yo Show official.
Right. Uh-huh.
Ladies, feel free, even with your pregnant tummies, to celebrate National Bikini Day.
Woo-wee.
I didn't celebrate it. I celebrated National Swimsuit Day. Went swimming yesterday for the first time in a while. It's good fun. You know, the water is nice and ice cold. And
It's weird when you don't swim because I hardly swim, but now that, you know, it's weird when you get in, you're like, man, this is relaxing. Like, I should do this more.
I tell you, I got on the float and I was kind of backstroking and front stroking, and I had like easy over there. Some good energy. Mike Skill said, I'll see you in a minute. Awesome. Look at that. Now that's a guest.
Yes.
He actually preps us for his arrival, and the nerves just start to grow, and I get a little more red in the face.
I know.
You know, I like the lighting. I like my cheap makeshift lighting because you can't really see the reds of my face. You also can't see the glued down beard.
That's true. That does block out the because I get red too, so that helps.
It took me to watching the replay of last week to actually see how red you were.
Oh
You
boy.
looked tan until I get in the replay, and I'm like, yeah,
No.
red.
Now it's turned into tan, but man, I was fried. I stayed out of the sun for a week.
I had all kind of sunblock going on yesterday, and you know,
Good.
The missus is very strict about the sunblock because my head will roast, and you know, nice little shade.
Yeah, definitely.
My legs are still pretty pale.
I learned my lesson, and now I'm going to California this week, and I'm just I can't. I heard that sun is different out there.
Oh yeah.
So I got to be careful.
That's what they say. Anyway, so yeah, be careful. We want you to come back in one piece.
Yeah.
I always laugh because Sherry Nelson always cracks about, you know, the best legs in all of webcasting. And these things are pale, mosquito-bitten disasters. I don't know what she's looking at, but I love you anyway for it, Sherry. Jesus.
You loved showing her your legs.
I do. I you know, what can I say? I've got a rather small Sherry Nelson crush. Very small.
Yes.
Yeah. From like here to like here, like around the universe. I love her, but she's amazing. Like Barbara, I guess. Very amazing. And, you know, she made a comment yesterday on one of your pictures. And
I know. She's such a sweetheart. I can't. It's weird when, you know, Mac's a model, and she's like, oh, you're gorgeous. Oh my God. You're the best, Sherry.
right, like another thing I love, like when I get happy birthdays from like Nancy Valen. And I'm like, wow, hey Jeff, have a great birthday. I'm like, I got Nancy Valen. My God. Just like that, till I get geeked. I make those high squealing noises like
It does.
I do. I do that stuff at home. That's no lie. But yeah, I'm glad everybody had a safe 4th of July. I said the individuals with the fireworks, just a little scary. Did you see any? Did you get to any fireworks?
I did. We went to a big show like 2 weeks ago, so we weren't that concerned. I mean, we could see them from my sister's backyard, so we were just hanging out all day, and the kids had fun. They were so exhausted by the time it turned nighttime, so it was kind of an early night.
So by the time I was done with a couple beers, I didn't go nuts because, like you said, at, you know, grandma's house, you know, her grandmother. So I don't want to get sloshed at grandma's. But by the time you're done eating and drinking and sitting in the heat and talking, and you're pretty wiped out. And she's like, would you mind if we didn't do fireworks? I'm like, nope, let's go home, get the dog, try to relax.
Yeah. It's my dog's birthday, too. She turned 11.
That's
11, so we got her a little bone, and yeah, she's a good pup. So
adorable. We got a special surprise for your dog's birthday. We do. It's our very special guest. Anyway, our guest tonight, of course, one of the legendary rock bands of all time, the Romantics, and one of the biggest songs ever, What I Like About You, and great hits like Talking in Your Sleep and One in a Million. Sorry about that. And he's got new solo stuff out. We played some of it tonight, and it is our extreme pleasure to welcome guitarist and songwriter and singer, the amazing Mr. Mike Skill. Mike, good evening.
Thanks you all. Extreme, right? The extreme.
Yeah, man. We are We are like so thrilled to have you here, and we're big music people. Jewel and I love music of every genre, every style, every song. We do a
Sure.
lot with music on our show. And when Jewel said, "Hey, how about Mike Skill from the Romantics?" At first I freeze. I'm like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, just a legendary band, legendary song, legendary guy's going to pop on here." She said, "Yeah," and you're here, and we thank you a million times for it.
Well, it's my pleasure. It's completely my pleasure. We Romantics played Philly. You're in Philly, right?
Yes.
Area?
Yes.
That's what I thought. And we played there so many times, all over the place. We played the Spectrum. We did a
Yes.
place called the Hot Club. It was a punk club back in like '77 or '8. But we played a lot of nice clubs, and we got around. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because you started venturing off in New York and during the punk scene and everything.
That's
And
right.
I mean, I'll let you go into your stories and all because I just want to hear
Well, you're right.
how it all began.
You're absolutely right. We were all over. We were always hitting. First, Detroit area, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, the Agora. Then we ventured up to Toronto area, and then we started getting stuff in New York and Boston. Then we headed down, of course, New Jersey, South Jersey, and Philadelphia, Philly, and it was all just work on the road, just riding that I-40, that trail, that freeway. From the 1940s, I think it was I-40 that ran up from South Jersey all the way up into the Adirondacks, and all the big bands used to play there. And the same thing, still there was clubs still on that route, and it's like a kind of an infamous band route,
It's all
entertainment
crazy.
route.
Now you said a lot of work. How much of it is work, and how much of it is just straight up adrenaline and fun? Being in a band and getting on the road, especially in the beginning. How exciting is it to get on the road and finally bring your music to all these different cities?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is work. You try to put all that in one spot, do it, get it done, and then move to the next thing. And I have a hard time doing that still because all my stuff overlaps. But yeah, we had our initial set of music. We had our 45, and then we had a 45 on a bump, and we ventured out into all these cities, and things started kicking. We had the look, the sound, the attitude, and the Detroit energy, and we really tore it up, and sweating our resale shop suits like this thing. They'd fall apart in a week, just going crazy on stage. And so we had to get like vinyl. We had vinyl pants and vinyl jackets at one point, and black, red. We actually had polka dot, black with white polka dots, little polka dots pants at one time, following the old English glam thing and kind of a punk thing at the same time. But had all our little short hair and four skinny dudes on stage and just kicking them out and owning it and really owning it and believing in the music and really trying to write songs. The thing was when we wrote, I keep bringing it up. We always felt like we wanted our songs. If someone left your show, we wanted them singing our songs. So we tried to think in that term, in that way of writing a chorus. And so we tried to keep everything pretty simple, and we just have a lot of high energy.
That's awesome. And I know from our years growing up, like in the 80s, me and my brother were big fans of like music videos. And Video Rock was a big show back then. I remember that, talking in your sleep, and all day long, me and him would walk around the house singing, "I hear the secret set." I'm like, you're singing that song again.
Sorry about
that. No, I love it. We would sing that song over and over. And whenever the video came on, because it was random videos on certain days, and every time it came on, man, we were blasting it. And Dad say, "Turn that stuff down," and we're making it louder. And so that's great stuff.
We had to play it every night, so it was bad.
Is it surreal that it even resonates now like that? And what I like about you, like the kids are still singing it and it's on all over music and television. Like it's such a staple. So is that still wild to you?
Yeah, well, yeah, all of it's wild to me because I've only recently opened my head up and thought, I saw a thing on the beginnings of MTV and how they did it. And I knew how they started it, but I mean, just Mick Jagger on there saying, "I want my MTV," Bowie and all that. And then I'm going, wait a minute. This was a few months ago. I'm going, God, that really was expansive. The intention, the viewership was incredible. And looking back on it, And at the time, you're just doing it. You're just doing to the next thing. This is next. This TV show. This show. MTV. So you're not really thinking how far and wide it's going. But yeah, you're right. The other thing is that we kind of thought that the record wasn't as high energy as the guitars didn't attack like we do live. The drums, we wanted more live sound. At that time, the punk thing was to go in, record. The raw rock thing was to go in and record it and leave it pretty bare naked, pretty raw. But the producer came in and he kind of, we did pre-production where you take your songs, you kind of rip them apart and make sure that all the parts fit together properly, which no one does anymore. But you make sure melodies are ending on the right notes and choruses are proper and drum fills are right. Kind of like the way Beatles did it. All that if you listen to some early records, there's a lot of cymbals crashing Ringo, but later in the records there's not. Like Sgt. Pepper's, there's hardly a cymbal crash on anything. So they're taking things out and trying. That's what we were doing. And like the Kinks would do and all that, our favorite group in the 60s. But keep them short, sweet, and went in and produced the record, and we thought it came out kind of tamer than we are live. We were live, and it kind of bothered us. But now looking back, when you take the time to do all that stuff I just mentioned, that's why it lasts till today. That's why it lasts like that, because the quality, it was now you turn it up and it really works. It really it carries on. It carries on. It didn't lose anything, and so I think it's like a treasure. So it's good to hear. It's good to hear. Turn it on and turn it up.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I said we talked about at the beginning of the show some of those classic like intros. Like I know that song and right away, and that's one of them. That's one of the very few songs to me that I feel will last forever. It is catchy. It's timeless. Like the music and everything is tight. When you made the song, I hear different artists talk. Matter of fact, I was listening.
Which song?
What I like about you when you first made that song. The other day I was listening to Brian Johnson from AC/DC, and he said, when I wrote "Shook Me All Night Long," I turned to the band and said, "This is a hit." Did you think to yourself, "This is going to be a huge hit"? No.
No. I came up with it at my dad's house in the day one afternoon and brought it to the rehearsal studio that night, and just the drummer was there, Jimmy, and the other guys were on their way or getting a burger or something. But I showed up and I was late. I'm usually late, but that day I was early. I didn't have a car. My mom dropped me off. It's crazy. But this is 1977, 78, before we were signed. I think it was 78. And I got there, I walked in, and the studio's all dark. We had these lights. It looked like a stage set up, our equipment, and, just an area to sit in. I came in, and Jimmy was there, and I told him I greeted and everything, and told him I had this idea, and come on, check it out. So he got on the drums, and I just started playing the straight basic chords. And his beats, actually any drummer, if it's a solid backbeat drummer with a lot of kick and a lot of snare, really relying on the beat, I can come up with some kind of raw guitar thing. I can play off the drums really well. I still can do that. And so anyway, this was kind of in his wheelhouse. So I started doing the straight chords, and he automatically started coming up with like a verse, like ba da 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 da, whatever it was. It wasn't the final thing, but it was the beginning, and that kind of stuck. He had it on the opposite side of the groove. I think he had it on. He sings it on the other side of it now, or he sang it in the studio. Anyway, it clicked right away with him. So he became the guy that was going to write it and sing it. Finish the lyrics. I came up with the music. He came up with the lyrics, and you're saying like the hook. Well, that's kind of like my forte. I'll take a chord progression, a la the Kinks, George Harrison, or even go back to Buddy Holly, and the Hollies, the English group. You try to write the hook around what's happening in the verse or the chorus. And I've got all these reservoirs of musicians that I grew up hearing. For instance, the Hollies, the beginning of, Hey, Carrie Ann, and all that. And I can name a million of, but guitar hooks that imitate the verse or the chorus, and it's kind of my forte. I'm imitating Pete Townsend. I'm imitating Jimmy Page early in the Yardbirds. I'm imitating the Kinks. You know, da 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 da. That's my forte. You know, that kind
I
of
love
thing.
it.
You really got me. And
My,
I still do that. So
I was going to ask you, like, there's you mentioned the Kinks and all those great influences, and that's what my parents grew up on. That's why they're such a fan of Motown and David Bowie going into, like, the punk scene and everything. So, I mean, where do you think rock is now, and how do you listen to any artists that are out now? And what's your take on new rock?
I think there's a lot of really creative people. There's not anything that's quite as animalistic as Detroit higher energy rock and roll like MC5 and Iggy. No one's really doing that. It's jumped over a little bit to a heavier metal or a speed metal or a raw punk version. Really, it's kind of jumped over it. So that leaves it wide open for me. I mean, I'm glad it's wide open for me. It's still got to be the song. And paying attention to melodies and choruses and beat and the groove. I think a lot of time people miss simple melodies. A lot of singers are over. I think singers are too good now sometimes, and they're singing too much instead of, in my opinion, that's just my opinion. And you get away from the melody. There's a lot of scatting in a lot of the young girl singers and a lot of guy singers now. A lot of the real winding around the melody, the real root notes, and we always stayed to like the simple, play the chords and the notes that fit in the chords, and you just round it off that way. There's not so much we call it jamming or scatting or pick up notes outside the melody. So it's not a bad thing. It's just a little different. I mean, I growing up with all that stuff that happened, it's still in me. I grew up in Motown when I was 11 years old. I moved into Detroit. I was born in Buffalo, New York. I moved to Detroit when I was about 9 or 10. And my mom's sister lived there. And we had lived in Florida for about 4 years. My brother passed away. We moved to Detroit. And immediately it felt like a bigger town with this music. It's everywhere. This soul music, this R&B, this noise, this really good noise. And people work their butts off in the factories and then they play music. A lot of entertainers working in the factories at night. Auto factories going 24 hours, making cars 24 hours back then. And you could hear in my neighborhood, you could hear the stamping plants, 3 miles away. And that whole thing seeps into your energy, your attitude, the way you play your instrument. You want the noise, you want the dirt, you want the grungy raw chords and the attitude. So I don't hear that much. I mean, I listen a lot of blues. I'm back in Muddy Waters and B.B. King and all that stuff. But I go back and listen to the Kinks a lot. That's where I'm at pretty much. And I like what's his name? Jack White's good. There's a few young, he's got good stuff, and that's not totally new. But I'm listening to everything off and on. So, but usually I'll pick up guitar and I'm writing in my own vein, not really pulling from anybody now.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, we played the new song So Soul Alone.
Yeah.
Which is terrific, and it seems like you, again, timeless. You know where to pick up. You work right with today's music. It's a terrific song. Is it easier to be a solo act, kind of write the things the way you like, and not have to answer to a band?
Yeah, now it is. Yeah. Now it is. Yeah. Before, I just kind of I would go, here's what I have. And a lot of the earlier stuff is like a lot of my stuff. But I mean, as we went along, we were all contributing. But I mean, 2 or 3 of us were contributing. Maybe I'd come in with titles and choruses and verses, and someone else would throw something in. But what was I going to say? That song, "So Alone," really comes from when I learned Green Onions was one of the first songs by Booker T and the MGs. That's the Memphis group out of Memphis. It's the other group in oh shoot, I can't think of the name of it. It's where Aretha's recorded. Aretha recorded, or Otis Redding recorded. It's Fame, I think, Fame Studios.
Okay.
And I was going for that drier kind of Steve Proper guitar sound. I was going for that little bit of soul thing. And then I was singing in terms like a little bit of Lou Reed or something like that for the vocal. Something pretty kind of sparse, kind of sensual, kind of really raw, and really like whispering in your ear in a way, kind of thing. But I'm on the phone in a way.
It's very cool because after we played it, like Jules said, it's in a couple different directions, which is cool. It doesn't sound like anything. It sounds like it's definitely its own number, and it's got different pieces and different mixtures, so it's a tremendous piece.
But familiar at the same time.
So right, exactly, but also very familiar, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, well, that's because it has the roots connection to the soul music, so.
Supposedly it's Stax Records, is that correct?
What's that? Yeah, Stax.
Stax Records, all right.
That's my dad.
Jules family chiming in, helping us with Stax Records.
And the Atlantic group that played, God, I can't think of their names right now. It's Steve Proper, the drummer. I can't think of his name, but and the bass player that always smoked the pipe. If you watch the Blues Brothers, they're in the Blues Brothers movie.
Oh, okay.
So it's those guys.
Very cool.
So is Soul Alone? That is a tongue twister.
That is the
Is the meaning like connected to the quarantine and lockdown? Is that what you're aiming for?
I wrote it before, but it just worked out that way. I had that before. Yeah. I thought that same thing, like you were thinking. I'm thinking, well, that'll fit in there, but I'm not intentionally, using it.
Yeah.
It just worked out that way.
Ahead of your time.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, it meant a lot to me putting out music in the last year. I was always writing for the Romantics, and then I had this bag full of songs that I recorded in my little studio down the road from here, and they were all backtracks, and then I just kept going with it and finished them up. And one of them was 67 Riot. Well, all of them, 67 Riot, From That Dark Side of Your Love. Carrie Got Married, Not My Business. All those 6 songs I released last year are the songs that I came up with 2 and 3 and 4 years ago, working on them and finishing them up. And at the right time, I handed them off to Chuck Occasion. He's over at Pearl Sound in Canton Township, Michigan, right outside of Detroit, right next door to Detroit. He took them to the next level. I mean, I had them mixed, but he took them to like beyond what I thought they could be. And so we started releasing them. And I'm just, it was a pleasure to put them out there and really have them for some people to listen to in the times that we're going through, to have new music that I finished on my own, with Brad, the drummer, and a few other players, In Detroit, I'll be using more players in Detroit and Portland. I'm in Portland, Oregon right now. But I'll be using other rockers, other people that I've grown up with. So that's my group. That's my group on the side. It's not really on the side. It's where I'm living there, and I'm living in the Romantics, and I'm living in another group I have here. I rehearsed last night with another group of guys. So it's always something going on. It's the hard part is figuring out, now, how am I going to put this out to this side, and this fits this thing, and not confuse everybody. So, yeah, but as long as I keep true to the song and the energy and the attitude, it shouldn't be a problem. But it's all new stuff to me. It's new ground. I'm traveling a new road with my own career, getting my own brand going. I don't really like to say my own brand, just promoting myself. It is a brand, but like you said, I mean, it just takes really zoning in on the songs, recording them well, putting them out there. And we'll be looking for distribution down the road, but right now we're just releasing stuff. So
yeah, and congratulations on the success. I mean, it's doing well here. It's doing well in Europe. Is that where? I mean, that's kind of the system now. Like people are releasing singles and then the album comes out later. Was that a conscious decision, or did you have to like do
Yeah,
that?
yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right, Joel. You could put out a record now and it just goes right by everybody
Yeah.
because there's so much on it.
Yeah.
And it's not really getting a push on the radio. There's no radio to take a hold of it and hug it and take it and you carry it through. So now it's like when I was growing up in the 60s, a kid in the 60s turning on my AM radio and hearing 45s, every 2 or 3 or 4 months, they're putting out new records, maybe a little longer than that. But so it's kind of like that. You put out 45, put out a single song, let everybody get ahead of it and take it and release another one a few months later and bring them in to what you're doing. I'll be releasing the album, I think September, we're talking now. It was going to be July, but we're trying to finish everything up properly. And I'll have a new single, 41st anniversary single, which I'm not going to tell you the title yet, but it's a special release. My birthday is July 16th, so I was going to release it on July 16th. We couldn't finish the production on it, so it's coming out very soon in the next, I think October or something.
We'll just have to invite you back when it hits and talk about
August
it.
Something.
August something. Good. I said we'll bring it back again when it drops. We'll talk about it some more.
My pleasure. I love that.
So, I ask a lot of musicians this. I always want to know, if you weren't doing music, what in the world do you think you'd be doing? Can you imagine not doing music?
Yeah, that's a hard one to imagine because it started. I remember wanting to play piano, and then I started singing, and singing in school. One of those things, and way a long time ago, in my my grandmother would take us over to the Baptist church when we were 5 years old, which is really a good thing when you look back on it now.
Sure.
Just a couple of times, and my parents didn't like. Don't be doing that. Let him come up on his own the way he's going to come up. And but anyway, yeah. What was I getting at? I got off train of thought.
Can't imagine not.
Yeah. Oh, so the music goes back that far to 5 years old, singing hearing Elvis and Buddy Holly and those songs. My brothers had those records. I'm a little kid, a little tot, and then I'm singing those songs with them. Jailhouse Rock and that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I remember stealing their records. We were like, my brother was 2 years younger than me. I'm 5 or something, and we're seriously 5 or 6 years old, and we're taking the records out of their room and playing them on the little thing, and then getting yelled at after for messing with their records.
We've all been there. I did it in the 70s.
Yeah,
my brothers were Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin. I used to steal them and bring them in. That's how you learn. You learn from your brothers. They all got good taste.
Yep. And so that's the way it starts. And
that's awesome.
And you had some tour dates before everything started with the Romantics. They were postponed, obviously. Is that coming back anytime soon? Now that things are opening back up.
We had some stuff that was supposed to happen this weekend, but that kind of fell through. But we're going to be at the Greek Theater in LA. September 3rd, and a couple other shows on the coast in San Diego and up near San Francisco. But some stuff's coming in, and we'll finish up the year with a few shows. And then I'm doing some things. I did a bird. It wasn't a birthday. He passed. It was born, or it was either he was born. Johnny Thunders they had a thing in New York at the Bowery Ballroom, and they asked me to. Well, I called them up and said I'd like to do something. Actually, I was a big fan of Walter Lure, so they did a thing for Walter Lure, who was a guitar player in Johnny Thunders' band. God, I just lost his name. Heartbreakers. Johnny Thunders in the Heartbreakers before Tom Petty, and then they became. What was it after that? It was just Johnny Thunders after that, but. Walter Lure was a guitar player. I came up with I told him I liked Walter Lure. I used to talk to those guys when I was in New York, Johnny and Walter. And I texted them and told them I'd like to take part in it. And lo and behold, they texted me back and said, yeah, we'd like you to do something. And so I sent it in. It went over really well. We just did 2 or 3 songs right here in the studio. and we Zoomed it. And now Johnny Thunder's birthday is coming up, and I've got a video I'll send in a Zoom thing this week, I think, or next week. So it'll be on Zoom for Johnny Thunder's birthday. So he was in the New York Dolls for people that don't know.
Oh, sure.
And East Coast, you guys know it. And that's about it. And other stuff coming up. I have a birthday. John Sinclair, who was the guy in Detroit who managed the MC5. He has a birthday coming up. I might be doing something on that thing. That's on that show. That's in October, I think. So there's far things coming up. It's really, we're just getting our wheels rolling, and I'm concentrating on finishing the record. And then we'll see about more shows coming up.
It's going to be great having you, music
Well,
back.
you.
And, we definitely appreciate the musicians being patient and then now getting ready to break loose. And you mentioned some great names, New York Dolls and MC5s, just some classic names. That's got to be exciting for you as well. You got to get back to the coast. We need to hear in PA, Jersey, whatever it is. We will drive out to see you. We're big fans. Like I said, I've always been a Romantics fan. I'm a fan of your new stuff. I absolutely love it. So what's what's down the line? More songwriting? You're going to let that album drop?
Yeah, the album is in, it's been pushed to, I guess, October. The single is going to be a surprise in August. And then we're talking about getting out there and maybe doing TV and shows at the same time. So
love it.
It's about having everything prepared properly to get that stuff. So especially TV. So we want to do this right and get on the shows and do some live stuff and maybe open for some other people. And then there'll also be the romantic stuff. So you got to come see us then for that. Definitely. And we'll be out and about. Hopefully in the fall and beginning of the year as well.
It's amazing.
Very exciting.
I'm very exciting. I love the well planned out stuff. And you said, make it perfect and then get it out, not just try to throw it together, which is amazing. For people that want to get to know more and follow more, check out Instagram and Twitter at Mike J. Skill, Facebook at Mike Skill.
Yeah.
Of course, you can find Mike Skill and the Romantics music on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, all
iHeartRadio
outlets, iHeartRadio, and of course,
Shazam,
Mike, we would love to invite you back. Come back on the show in a few months. And talk about more stuff.
I would definitely do it. Thank
Sounds
you very
great.
much.
We had an absolute pleasure. The half hour goes so fast.
Really.
When we get great guests on, the half hour goes so fast, and it blows by.
It's my pleasure, you guys. Jewel and Jeff, thanks for asking me. Thanks a lot. And
thank you so much.
Come see us. Come see me, and come see us play. And I'll keep track of you guys, and keep track of me over here.
Sounds great. We would appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, legendary rocker from the Romantics and also his solo pieces, Mike Skill. Mike, thanks very much for joining us. Have a great evening, and we'll talk real soon.
Thanks, Jewel and Jeff. Thank you at the Yo Show. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our pleasure.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Joel, absolutely terrific. Like I said, I am such a fan of just music. And like I said, for me, to get a band like the Romantics and Mike, of course, and the songs I grew up with, like I said, with the videos, that brings back so many great things. But I mean, he's still in the thick of it. He's still super cool. He's still a great artist, still making great songs these years later. And it's terrific to have the platform and have such a tremendous artist come on our show.
It's amazing. Yeah. And it was my parents' music, and then now it's my music, and now my kids running around singing it. It's just, it's generational. And that's, I think the best music was made in the 70s. That's what I always listen to anyway. So I appreciate it. What an honor. Thank you so much to Beatrice Kimmel from Impact. And thank you. This was great.
Yeah, 70s, 80s music, it always takes me back to the better times and great times. Not that it's not great now. Like Mike said, there's terrific artists out there right now. But as far as rock bands, etc., it's the Greta Van Fleets and the Dirty Honeys, that are making rock music. But not many are doing it like so many did it back then. And
they go back to the elements that worked, like real music production and that sound that you're looking for, that real raw sound, that live experience is what, if you can go to a show and it sounds the same as it's on a record, I think that's a big deal. I check out people before I go see them. I'm like, man, it matters. I'm like, oh, they don't sound anything like they do on the record. And that's just from listening to all that music growing up with that great production. So much appreciated.
Not a problem. I took Mike out of the studio. He had a sport coat on. Looked like he had shorts on. So I guess he was comfortable. That was great though. Really.
You saw it. I didn't see it.
That's well, you keep him backstage and kind of see what they got going on back there. So I let him off the hook. But he was terrific, and like I said, I love stories of classic rock. And like I said, he's talking about these names. I said the MC5 and the New York Dolls, and just Johnny Thunder and stuff like that. And you're like, man, it's so cool that even back then they all had this unity where he said, look, they were having a tribute thing. He called up, so I want to be part of it. Yeah, come on out and play. That's super cool. Let's take a look, and we got our man Earl Rains in the house. He said, it's so cool listening to Mike. My old band used to do a mashup, starting with What I Like About You, going to ROCK in the USA, great number by John.
Well, that's a good transition.
Yeah, that is a good one. Then back to What I Like About You. And I'll tell you what I like about you is just, it's one of those songs, man. And again, I hate to keep driving the point over and over, but I get giddy. Like, I know this song. I love this song. It's legendary. And then the man himself, the creator of it, sits here on our show. Terrific.
I know. And you like everyone's heard of that song, and it's been covered how many times? Like,
yeah.
I wonder, like, they don't even know what they have when they write it. It's just the genius comes out, and then it's there, and they're continuing to pump out music, which is phenomenal for us.
Yeah, it's the beauty of it too. And I bring back that story again with Brian Johnson, and he was on Howard Stern, and he talked about how he got the job with AC/DC. They bring him in. They said, all right, give us some music, and he's jotting this song down. And he said he was always a car guy. Here comes the car thing. She was a fast machine. She got the motor clean, blah blah blah. And he said, Angus Young's like, are you writing about cars? You're writing about music. He's like, it's about girls, man. And now girls are like cars. He's like, I think it's a smash hit. He said, the band's looking at me like, this guy's nuts. He said, but I thought it was a smash. And that's why I had to ask him. And he, like said, I didn't know. You really don't know.
I mean, I guess it takes going out there and playing it live too to see like that reaction that you want to get. But
sure,
man, that was awesome.
And he talked about the energy, and you see that energy. Like in her videos, all like they're the young guys, and they got that hard strumming, and they're like moving their heads. They got the pompadour hairdos, and it's just awesome, man. The Choose, good evening. Coming in and say hello. Been really busy. I wish I could stay. Have a good week, dude. Just
not
stopping
Choose.
by is awesome. We love you,
You're
man.
awesome.
Thanks for coming by. Howard Stern hung up on me during an early morning Twilight Date segment. That's good stuff. That's good. We don't hang.
We would never hang up on you, Earl.
We love you, Earl. You always got a spot here. Joe, you were about to bring up a new point before I cut you off.
Oh no, I said I know my dad was answering all the trivia. He said that Duck Dunn was the one smoking the pipe.
Right, I kind of missed it, but that was great though. Duck Dunn and Smoke the Pipe. He got Stax Records, and Mike was impressed with that. That's very cool.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
So I wanted to ask him. I'm like, what? Well, because he's been a fan since way back. You know what I mean? I was like, what would you ask? But we do our research. We do the best we can, and I just wanted to hear him talk and his stories, and that was just awesome. We didn't get into like half of what we wanted to, but
and as I said, when like you had said before the show, we do a base, and today Jules said I'm going to handle the questions, which is great. We take turns. So I'm going to handle the questions, and we get a bunch, and then pre-show she's like, do you have more questions in case you run out? I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just start to kind of ramble about music. And I get the feeling we're going to stack it just nice. Yeah. I think we did 3 of your questions.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. I go like this. I'm like, I don't even know.
Because our guest, like a guest like Mike, a guy legendary, has so much to talk about. Like I said, it's almost one of those things. And you can imagine if we eventually land this studio idea that we're looking for. And imagine getting a guy like that to sit in and say, you know what? There's no time limit. Mike, sit, talk music. You got an hour, 2 hours. Bring your friends. Play for us. Give us some old time
jam sessions,
stories, right? I mean, wow, so much to look forward to. Mike Skill, and again, Instagram and Twitter at Mike J Skill, Facebook at Mike Skill, and of course, the music of Mike Skill, the brand new number "So Soul Alone" is terrific. Him and the Romantics, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. Like I said, iHeartRadio. just about any jukebox in any bar in the entire United States. Romantics, what I like about you, do it for yourself. Do it for your children. Do it for your country.
Yeah. And you know what? I just had an epiphany. Like, what if that was our behind the scenes? Behind the scenes after the show, that'll be our Patreon. Like the jam sessions and the conversations.
Yeah.
And yeah, they get the interview up front and then
That's
all
what
the exclusive content.
that's what's kind of the drive. The kind of drive is like what we're after, if we can pull it off, would be the interview. Let's talk a little something about what you got going on. Let's talk about the songs you're going to play. And then they go out and they jam. And while they're jamming, me and Joel oogle them and drool over their great music and just get stoked. And maybe afterwards you give them a Carson. We wave them back into the booth. Exciting.
What booth? Oh yeah.
Wave them back in the booth. Yeah.
Oh
Maybe.
right.
We'll see how it works out. A lot of good
It's been so long. I just forget.
Telling you, I think I mentioned it last week, but I'll mention it again. Like I said, Wednesday nights we're going to start doing the best of the Yo Show. We're going to look through some past memories. And last week I posted the video with Emily Cipriano from the Pennsylvania Pole Academy. And Jewel, looking back at sitting there with your guest, side by side. I'm here, Emily's here, and we're looking at each other side by side, like asking questions and answering. And our producer at the time, Mo's egging me on to get a little more tough with her, and she's like owning me, and it was just great. But it's super cool. As cool as this is great. I love this. I love having you right here and having the guests down there, and that's awesome. But man, sitting right next, like I said, sitting next to Mike Nappy, and I'm watching him play, like that's what it's all about, man.
Play. Go crazy.
Oh, he is incredible. Like I love it. I love our guests. We're very, very fortunate.
We are fortunate. We have some excellent talent that comes through. And yeah, it's just so, it's such a relief to hear artists saying they're coming back and they have tour dates and Bruce open Broadway and like things are back and they will be back to normal. Festivals and concerts. It's exciting.
Crystal Rose had a song on MMR back in the 80s, and some of the set lists, What I Like About You, was played on, even though we were a small time to be like that. So that is very cool. Being on the radio has got to be super cool. Any kind of recognition like that has got to be cool. Awesome. Jewel, you have something very exciting coming up. You're heading out to California.
Mm-hmm.
I think next week, if I remember correctly, you're going to be doing the show from California?
I am. Yep.
That's super
Man,
exciting.
where will I be?
I don't think
I honestly, I don't know because I'm going to Newport Beach and then I'm going to LA, but I think I'm going to LA Tuesday. So
It would be actually.
I don't know. We might have some surprise guests come through, so you better make time for me.
I love that.
I can't. You know me, and I'm just getting choked up thinking about it. But yeah, some surprises. It's like birthday for Jeff #2.
I like the sound. I mean, if we have to, because it'll be 5 o'clock out on the coast, and you're on vacation. So if I got to start the show at 7 and run this thing till midnight.
Oh, 5. Oh yeah. So I'll start at 5.
Don't forget. Yeah, 5 o'clock.
Pacific time. Yep.
Yeah. So don't
That's
forget
me.
that. So like I said, if we got to run long and late, and we also have a great guest, a comedian out of California, Cocky Rocky, and maybe I'll try to get Rocky to find you somehow.
Is she in LA?
Yeah, I believe she's in LA.
Dude, I'll meet up with her. It's fine.
She seems pretty cool. It's going to be very awesome. That's next week. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Jewel goes to California. Jeff goes down the shore. I'll be down the shore after the show, though. But I'll be down the Jersey Shore.
Oh, okay. So
we got a little vacation. We
time.
go on vacation and we still bring you entertainment.
That's what it's all about. Because this is like our vacation. So why wouldn't we want to be here?
Exactly. This is once a week we get on this terrific vacation known as the O Show. I picture you and baby girl Priceless. She's so cool. Can't wait to see Laura Cheadle. Laura Cheadle is coming on in September.
Yes.
She's going to be awesome. Earl, she has already discussed about playing at the brewery and everything. She is a wonderful young lady. We're thrilled. We're very thrilled to have her on. And Jewel, yeah, it was great. Jewel, very patriotic, her and the little one.
I don't get what's up with this. I think he's like the most likes. I don't, like, thank you. I appreciate it. But I don't know. It's weird when
I'm
I
kind
don't
of
know.
upset
Thanks,
that
Earl.
I'm upset that Earl didn't talk
Embarrassed
about
now.
I'm upset that Earl didn't talk about my picture in the swimming pool yesterday because I pushed
Yeah,
my
what
arm,
about Jeff's legs?
I put my arms up just right so it looked like I had like big guns. My wife's like, "Hey, you look strong in that picture." yeah, no,
You're so strong, Nicholas.
you look so strong. Like something. But you actually got my brother to smile in a picture. It's like his first smile in 15 years.
Oh, yeah?
And
Yeah,
you know
well-
why he smiled? Because he photobombed us as being a smartass. I smiled because I knew I was photobombing.
You know, I can never get my family in pictures, and it drives me nuts because it looks like I'm alone all the time. I'm really around my family. They just don't let me post any of my pictures, so thanks, fam. But yeah, I did like the MTV shirt. I was all about it. Next is going to be a patriotic Yosho shirt.
I like it. The MTV shirt was cool, and it's funny you wore that because I guess a week or two ago when I was out, and again, my buddy Christian's like, "Dude, rock an MTV shirt on your show." I'm like, "MTV?" He's like, "Yeah, dude, that's retro. That's cool." And,
I love it.
And of course, today he's like, "So Joel got an MTV shirt. Where's yours?" I'm like, "I know." Well,
Is he my friend? I don't know if he friended me.
Yeah, he saw my picture of it. I thumbed through and I look.
Oh, gotcha.
We talk about the bomb. We talk about the show. He talks about the show a lot. He's a fan.
Cool.
And he's got a lot of good input. He's a fan of you, and he, we try to find your pops and all that good stuff.
But yeah, I think MTV was just important for all of us. Like, it, yeah. Oh.
You're not flirting, Earl. I'm hurt, dude. Telling you, I was looking good yesterday, Earl. I'd flirt with me. So, yeah.
All right, Buffalo Bill.
How you doing? All right, let's do. Let's argue. It's quick this week because it was so darn easy. And a lot of people are mad about it. This one's so easy. So, only 4 things to play with this week. One has to go, and it's Starbucks coffee, Amazon, Target, Chick-fil-A. I think it was a lot easier than it should have been.
This is BS because most Targets have a Starbucks in them.
You know, I thought of that. But you could still take the Starbucks out of the Target.
But I won't.
but you won't. Let's take a look at this Let's Argue one. And I had a few people say, I can't do it. Well, you got to do it.
All right, gotta get our intern.
So here it is again for the folks at home. One has to go Starbucks, Amazon, Target, Chick-fil-A. We'll start off with the least desired departure. And of course, it's Amazon. That's easy, though. Like, who?
Oh, put it back up real quick, please.
Good evening, Connell Hope Basana. Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, which one do you get
And
rid of?
Stephanie said replace the Starbucks with a Shake Shack. In Target? Because I would like that.
Oh.
That's a good idea. Joey's got her Yo Show t-shirt on, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at that.
I absolutely love it. She is a gigantic fan. She has the shirt. I will do we need the picture again?
Yeah, what one would you get rid of?
Let me get the banner out of the way, too, so we can read that. There we go. It's Starbucks, Amazon.
Amazon.
You know what it is? The
You
young
know how much
children.
stuff of yours comes from Amazon?
I was going to say, when they
I don't
can't
care.
order it and
I still
don't-
love Starbucks and Chick-fil-A and Target.
You do love Chick-fil-A.
I get it. You know,
Oh wait, I could just get rid of the Starbucks because Target has Starbucks.
Thank you. That's what I said.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm choosing Starbucks.
that's slightly cheating.
She's smart.
I like
be part of
Stephanie's
that.
idea with the Shake Shack inside. Target.
Yep.
Rockstar in the house, absolutely. Stephanie yelled at me because I continue to fail to deliver the Funko Pop, even though I travel to her work to drop off and deliver Loso beer, and I still have her Funko Pop.
Oh, God. What one do you get rid of? Amazon, Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, or Target?
I'll show you the picture again so you can
Starbucks?
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
I
that you
love
put
it.
this Picture. Wow.
I'd say Starbucks.
Starbucks.
Because you
I
can
like
get
it.
coffee anywhere, but all those other things are like very specific.
Thank
to places.
You can't get coffee at Chick-fil-A.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying you can get coffee at like Dunkin', but I can't get Chick-fil-A
Yeah.
at McDonald's.
We
Yeah!
should
Get
be
her!
Chick-fil-A.
Get her!
Chick-fil-A is no good. No
Whatever,
good people.
dude. They're chicken bangs.
Yeah, you have a blessed day, right?
Their macaroni and cheese is
Oh my
fantastic.
god, their mac and cheese is so
Don't
good.
even get
Oh,
me started.
yeah. You know what? It's going to turn into the Yo Show with Jeff and Duck. And Jules going to become the
Probably.
intern.
Yep.
No, it's not. Joey, do great work, and I like the fact we disagree so often. We just happen to have an intern with great taste. That's all I can tell you.
I told her, I'm like, you can't support it. I can't support them. Or Hobby Lobby. I just found that one out. Insane.
What happened with Hobby Lobby? Do we want to
They
talk
just
about
make
it? Or
an insane amount of money, and they give it all towards the anti-LGBTQ community and like anti-equality acts. That's what they do.
I love Hobby
You know,
Lobby.
so Chick-fil-A is the biggest fast food chain ever, and they give so much money to these hateful groups. I hate it.
What?
Yeah.
Excuse me. What is going on?
I know. And I was like, oh, Hobby Lobby. And then people were like, don't shop at Hobby Lobby. And I had to do my research. Now I know better.
Great. Way to ruin it, Hobby Lobby.
I know. They're
And
expensive. I spent like $20 on fake flowers.
I got that Seinfeld. Sign from there. Anyway, let's get back to the list as if we want to. Amazon, of course, was first. Or at least. Target next. 6 people. Target. I love Target. I'm in Target several times a day, as you'll
You
see.
can find your
shortly.
ways around Target, but I love Target
Yeah,
too.
Walmart is just not the same. We go to Walmart now.
I skeeve out when I go to Walmart. If I go to Walmart, it's like in and out. Like I know what
Yeah,
I'm
man.
getting, and I just gotta be like as quick as possible, or I'll lose my mind.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not a really Walmart fan. I'm a Target guy.
Yeah.
And me and my wife play a cute little game called Go into Target and Spend Under 100. That's a tough game.
Seriously, that
That
is
is
a
a tough
feat. Yep, I agree with you.
Earl, you're going to come down when Lauren comes, plays the brewery. You're going to be there having beer. So next up was Chick-fil-A.
Wait, this is what people got rid of the least?
Yeah. Amazon was 2, Target was 6, Chick-fil-A was 9. And us geniuses, 49 now 50 if you add Duck, got rid of Starbucks. Adios. The whole world's like, see you, Starbucks. I agree,
Starbucks?
their coffee's gross.
It's not gross. Well, it's the only thing that peps me up. Dunkin' is horrible.
What?
I like their cold brew, but Starbucks has the best straight up coffee.
I don't like
I don't
Wawa.
drink fancy drinks from Starbucks. I drink the regular iced coffee or the regular hot coffee and the spinach feta wrap. And I could eat a lunch at Starbucks too. So there goes the Chick-fil-A.
I tell you what, and a very unpopular opinion, it gets me yelled at a lot. I don't like Wawa's coffee. I don't like Starbucks coffee. I like Dunkin'. I prefer 7-Eleven overall.
I would take 7-Eleven over Wawa. I'm sorry. I
Yes!
don't like Wawa
Thank you.
coffee.
No.
I only liked it when they had that cinnamon coffee, that cinnamon flavor, and then they got rid of it and added like blueberry. I'm like, yeah, thanks.
Blueberry. Blueberry does not belong in coffee. That's my muffin or my donut.
I will tell you what, those Wawa coffee saved my life when I worked on the radio station 94.1 because I used to have to get up at like 3 a.m. and I would go to Wawa and I would get the caffeine express, the mocha extra
Yeah.
caffeine in it,
Did
and
you
then
have
I
to
would crash so hard. But
get, did
fine.
you have to get did you ever have to get Bonaducci's coffee?
I did. They all
Did
like
ya?
Starbucks, and it was like
Ugh.
silly foam bullshit.
Really? Bonaducci drinks like fruity coffee?
It's definitely like no
Oh.
sugar,
I don't let
almost black, but yeah, like jet fuel.
Because for like a 5-foot tall guy, he's pretty jacked. I can picture him being like
He is
a
jacked.
dwarf,
Like he eats very
Yeah.
well.
but he drinks frou-frou coffee.
Yo, I will never. I just thought about this the other day. They had the best food stand outside. Like our building was right next to Fox 29, and they had like a food truck cart thing.
Yeah.
But same guy every morning, and he would make an egg sandwich on a long roll.
That sounds
Slap some
good.
cheese on that and all the fixins. That was dangerous though, because you're eating a huge egg sandwich on a long roll every day. That It's a lot of calories.
That's pretty good. Evan Horn in the house. My man, Pots and Flippin' Pants. Dude, we are going to bring you in close to football season. I think we're going to bring you, and we're going to bring, great, I forgot her name. Excellent. The young lady that did football with us, the playoffs. I forgot her name. It's her birthday today, too. How embarrassing is that? Anyway, we're going to bring you guys back close to football season for some predictions. Bucks win in 6 games easy. I don't know. I'm a Phoenix guy. I'm riding Phoenix. So, yeah, Starbucks was the runaway winner, or loser, if you will. No big surprise there. Let's whip through some man cave scores, because I've got tons of stuff. But it's all themed this week. It's pretty much the completion of, well, not the completion of, but the many additions to my Seinfeld Funko Pop collection. Jewel went on protest, took off her headset, and she's done with me. She cares not to listen to me anymore. So
Oh, yeah.
I'll get it.
No, it just gets super hot in here with the headphones. It just. Whew.
My man, Ryan Risley is in the house watching tonight. And he says, first of all, he says all coffee sucks, which breaks my heart. Second of all, I miss you, dude. You are my main man. Ryan Risley is, of course, the mayor of Levittown, Langhorne, and Fairless Hills. He's the man. Miss you, dude. And you did say it. And I can't believe you're not a coffee guy. And we still need to get out to the bar. Me, you, Witherspoon, Jewel. Let's do it.
It really blows my mind how people can function off of coffee, not on coffee. You know what I mean.
Man, Stephanie is so anti-show tonight. You're killing me. Put a fan on Darling, I swear. A fan on Darling?
Oh, because it's hot. There is. Yeah. It's
Put a
just,
fan on Darling.
I can't put my AC on because you would all hear it.
Makes a lot of noise. It sounds like a out-of-work vibrator. Or a well-working vibrator? I don't know. It's Jules' face reactions are just... You never even drank... You're shitting on coffee and never even drank it? That hurts. You're hurting my
What?
feelings. Never drank it. All the years that you worked in the automotive field and you never drank coffee, that's like hand in hand.
Well, some people use soda, but I can't. I can't drink soda.
I can't drink soda. There's
In the
people that
morning?
drink-
That's
a lot of dudes would drink Mountain Dew like first thing in the morning.
yeah.
No, man.
Ew.
Sorry.
A Mountain Dew and a cigarette. It's healthy.
No soda? God, dude.
Really?
I don't
Tea?
even
What do you do?
remember you.
Green tea and yoga, meditation.
But he drinks, what was that nasty drink you used to drink? Was it Manhattans?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
God.
Not good. Not good at all. Just drank a 32-ounce beer mug of coffee because I have no beer. How do you have no beer?
That's a sin. Well, it was just a holiday, so.
Nope. And, Manhattans. Ooh, Jesus. Oh my God. But Ryan's one of those warriors, man. He's a dude that you just don't want to throw down with. Good evening, Jen. Welcome to the program. Yeah, Ryan's a trooper when it comes to drinking. God bless you. Miss you, dude. Let me run through the Seinfeld Funko Pops real quick, Joel. So many of them. We finally scored a Kramer. Giddy up. And Newman. Hello, Newman.
Newman.
Hello, Newman. And then we got Soup Nazi. Hello. Yevkasem Soup Nazi. And then we got Jerry in his softball gear. Is that where they ran over Bette Midler? No, Bette Midler? You'll like
She
this
was never
one.
in the show, though, right?
What's that?
She was never, in the show, though, right?
Nah, she appeared in 2 episodes.
She did?
Yeah.
Do you know she lives in Newport?
Really? How about that? I like who should find her too. This
Hunter
one's
Winifred
super cool.
Sanderson.
This is a Walmart exclusive, Joel. It's the Soup Nazi, and it comes with a T-shirt that says "No soup for you." How I'm not going to open this, I have no idea. 'Cause
Wow,
need
I thought
this
that was
t-shirt.
Freddie Mercury at first.
It does look like Freddie Mercury. Somebody to love. That's like Freddie Mercury. And then this awesome piece here with the cat button. It's called The Kramer, and it's Kramer Funko Pop in front of the painting of Kramer. Terrific piece. Only at Target.
Wow. That's why
Thank
you're
you.
in Target so much.
Oh, and then I scored one of these. I got to build it, which I'll probably never do. But it's a Lego Batmobile TV series. It comes with a little Joker. It comes with Batman.
Oh,
And
cool.
a Lego Batmobile. I'll never build it. I'm too lazy. But that's my collection. I'm like out of room for Funko Pops. Gonna start growing.
Yeah, what are you doing? You're gonna have to like line the walls.
Next week you're gonna see. I actually finished another set. You're gonna see it on the show next week. I couldn't do it all this week. It's too many.
Oh boy.
But I finished another television show series of Funko Pops. My collection. No, there's a lot of Seinfelds I do not have. There's some Chase figures. There's like Kramer and like his Calvin Klein pose with the underwear, and there's like there's a couple more Chase ones, so there's still plenty to go. Jeremy Umstead in the house. Hello, Governa Jewel, you're a gem. Hubba hubba. Man,
Oh.
she's okay. If you like that kind of thing, she's all right.
Oh god.
It's our Jewel, ladies and gentlemen. 9:28. This night is flying by, and so many great people are popping in, and just, it's awesome. Having such a blast tonight. Mike Skill is terrific, of course. Looks like a Funko Pop museum in the making there. It could be a grounds for divorce. It's a good thing I've got a very open-minded wife. It could be a problem. I walk in from Target, Jewel, and I'm like, bags, 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 and she's like, oh my God. But the rule from the get-go was, the man cave is mine. Designed the way I want. She gets the rest of the house.
Is that what? Because I was gonna say the basement is very you.
I'm a gem. Love
You know.
Yeah, right. The basement is me. And when it came to a house, when we were house shop, she's like, what do you want out of a house? I said, a basement. Like a man cave. She's like, not really. I'm like, I want a man cave with a bar that attaches. And she found this house. She's like, what do you think? I'm like, all right, there's the man cave. There's the bar. I don't care what you do with the rest of the house. It's yours. And it works.
There you go. Both have your happy place.
Ladies, find yourself a man who is that simple and wants so little out of life. All I want is a couple hours a week of your attention on the air and several hours worth of Funko Pops, giant TVs, a giant refrigerator full of beer, and my man
No,
Ryan
a little more
Risley.
complicated than that. It's fine.
Not very easy, Joel Tatey.
You're very breed.
Something very cool that I was going to mention to you, Joel Tatey. I didn't make a fly. I should have made a banner for it, and I didn't. This Friday night, our good friend, Mr. Kevin Michael Kirk, a.k.a. the Kirko Band, returns to the Newtown Athletic Club's outdoor stage to perform, and Loso Beer will be there as well. Always great time at the Newtown outside at the Escape Club, as it's called.
What's
I got
this
an
Friday?
AC
That is a
shirt on
great time. Damn it.
tonight.
Are they going to be there other times this summer?
I'm not sure. I know they'll be there this Friday.
Whew.
Not an ACDC fan. You know, dude, we got to catch up because all these things I'm learning about you tonight. Not an ACDC fan, doesn't like coffee, doesn't like soda. Do you like Joel at least? Joel, all right?
What are you doing? What?
Just asking. I'm asking.
Okay. Oh boy. Yeah, but that is a great time at the NAC.
GNR. Now, you know I'm a GNR guy. Big time GNR guy. I got my GNR Funko Pops. Going to see Guns N' Roses July 31st, Jewel at Hershey Park Stadium. The opening act is Wolfgang Van Halen's Mammoth. Very excited. Extremely excited. Yeah, the
That's
act is Friday.
excellent.
But you're not going to be in town Friday, correct?
No, but hopefully there'll be more shows this summer. You know, I was hoping that someone would play out in LA, but I don't know. How do I find out? It's a new town. I'm trying to like look.
The Pussycat Dolls?
Vita and the Wolf. Love to catch
Yeah,
her.
there you go. Phenomenal. One of your favorites. Let's get to some topics. Jewel loves topics. We got a bunch of them. We did our happy birthdays. We did our salute to National Bikini Day. Here's a very awful and tragic story. Columbus Blue Jackets goalie Matisse Kivlenix. I still can't get it right. Kivlenix. Died at the age of 24. Apparent fireworks incident, where they claimed that it was an impact to the chest and the trauma. There he is there. And the trauma caused him to die. There was rumors that he fell out of a hot tub and cracked his head. Now that rumor is being debunked. Jewel rocks. Of course she does. We love
You
us some
rock.
Jewel.
Thank you.
Look out some venues, pull up their calendar.
That's a good idea, Stephanie. Come with me.
So
Catch some shows.
I've been a big person. I'm not anti-firework. I'm anti-amateur people getting their hands on, may not be responsible enough. And this here is pretty severe. I know you're familiar with the story. You shared it with me, and I've been reading into it. Fireworks, the dangers. Which side are you on here?
So it was my first day at my new high school as a sophomore because I changed schools, and I met this kid, and I didn't know what happened to him, but he blew his hand off, and he ended up with like one finger, so it was one finger Kurt, and he like stretched and yawned, and I see this. It shocked me. I was taking bad. No, I felt bad afterwards and became, friendly, but. Yeah, they're so dangerous, and I don't know. There's so many horror stories that you don't hear, and this, I don't know. I got burned last year on a sprinkler, a sparkler. That hurt. It's like really burned. Joey burned me, so they're not nothing to play with. I know they wouldn't sell them here for a long time in PA, and now they opened it up to everyone. So everyone went crazy last year, but this year I don't know. I didn't see that many.
It's still scary, especially because I know a lot of people. We're gonna get drunk. We're gonna sell fireworks. That's a great combination. My brother's in the house dropping in with a yo. That's just the greatest picture of him and his son. I got to see him yesterday as well. We had some potato chips. His new favorite word is Zamboni, and he loves his Uncle Jeff. Great time.
I can't believe how big he is. You have to bring him on the show one time.
I would love to. He got his first haircut. It's just so cute.
I saw him his little buzz cut.
That's got a great buzz cut. He was swimming, Jewel. They had a little life jacket on him. And, his sister and his cousin tried to carry him around. And he's like, no, he want to do it on himself. And he was floating and kicking and walking around the pool having a blast. He's a great kid, so smart. And he was digging it, man. He was digging the swimming yesterday. God bless him.
It amazes me when babies can swim because I don't know. I was afraid of the pool for a long time, so I kick myself in the butt sometimes because she wasn't in the pool that much as a baby, but it really helps them. They just naturally know how to swim. It's amazing.
He picked up because, right away, of course, the first instinct that you hear is open your mouth, like when you go near the water. And they were teaching him, blow it out. And he kept going, and he's actually blowing it out. And he would take a little water in. Like he dunked his head under for a few seconds, came up and went right out like he knows. And it's just really amazing. He did a great job.
Oh.
One of my cousins lost an eye and both hands working in a firework factory.
Whoa.
Wow. And, of course, NFL player Jason Pierre-Paul, he's got, I think, 3 fingers on the one hand. He
really?
A couple off the fire. Yeah. Scary, man. Gotta know what you're doing. It was, Earl. I had a great time watching him go yesterday. He, just didn't want to stop. He couldn't get him out of the pool. It was the pool was cold, and he's like, a little shiver, but he's like, I'm not coming out. And he was locked in, man.
I know. Kids do not care. Joey will go in the ocean, and it's so cold. I'm like, no, because then I have to go. You can't just, send them in. But I'm nervous for this week, too, because I heard California, the ocean's really cold.
That's what I hear, yeah.
But
ocean guy. I'm not a great swimmer, so ocean for me is...
I'm so excited because Monday, it's, planned that We're going whale watching, and I've never seen a whale. And you can see blue whales and orcas around this time, so I'm so excited.
And you're a person that gets into it. You love trying new things and different things. So I know there's going to be some awesome pictures and awesome things going on. I'm very excited for you for getting this trip. You deserve it. And I'm sure it's going to be awesome. I'm very excited for your trip. You're freezing and slowing down a little bit. Your internet's getting a little funky. In the meanwhile, while you fix it, we'll go on to another topic. And
For sure.
oh, you're like freezing. You got a resting bitch face freeze. Oh wait, Jules.
More.
The skips. No, it's horrible. It's getting worse by the second.
Not the big
Actually, it hurts the ears as it keeps chiming. Ding,
share.
ding. All right, we'll give Jewel a few moments.
So
Meanwhile, we'll jump to the next topic. Can you hear me, or you're just... There you go. She left, and she'll come back. That's always the way. Go out, come back in. Meanwhile, we're going to talk about the upcoming Black Widow movie. And actor Steven Dorff had a little something to say about that. He says he's embarrassed for the stars of the upcoming movie, including Scarlett Johansson. He said it looks like a bad video game. He said it's nothing more than bad graphics with a terrible storyline, and he says he feels horrible for the cast. Now, of course, I got a picture, because as you know, Scarlett Johansson, who, is pretty much in line to be my future ex-wife. I apologize, Britney Spears. And I plan on seeing it. I was actually going to go see it this week, but word is it's really a bad movie. I know, Earl, I agree. I want to see it. I love her. I love her as the character. And I like me some Marvel, so I'm very excited for it. But he comes out and he really craps on it. He said it looks like a bad video game. He's embarrassed for the cast. And he said he would never be caught in a film like this. Not that he was invited to it. But I don't know. I haven't seen Marvel do a lot bad lately. So if I'd hard to believe, Jewel, we're talking about the Steven Dorff thing, how he kind of crapped all over the upcoming Black Widow. He says he's embarrassed for the cast and thinks it's going to be a terrible movie. He said it looks like a bad video game. Are you into Black Widow? I know you're more DC. Are you going to check out Black Widow? Are you excited to see it?
yeah, I'll watch it. I was trying to catch up on all the shows on Disney Plus because they have the Loki. I started.
I want to see that. I've not seen it. Oh.
I've seen like a lot of the first episode. It looks really good. Oh, and Wilson's in it. Like there's a lot of people in it. But yeah, I heard WandaVision is good. Like Marvel hardly gets it wrong. But yeah, I think the new Suicide Squad looks bad.
It does, and I know you're a DC fan and you cling to DC, but man, their movies are really bad.
I know. It's so disappointing. Like there's no Joker. There's just all these weird characters.
So Jeremy's going
There you
Saturday
go.
regardless, and I'm probably going to go. Yeah, I don't really listen to reviews. I make my own, like you said, I make my own judgment and decisions. I feel you. I'm Marvel DC also. I know you said don't get you started on Star Wars. I've kind of like grown out of Star Wars. I hope it's done. I don't even like the prequel ones they make, like these Han Solo movies and all that. It just... I have not seen WandaVision. He says kind of poop. Okay. Stephanie, you can watch it and not listen to Benny. But I love the looks of Loki. I think Tom Hiddleston is just the absolute perfect actor for that part, too. I think he's amazing as Loki. Everything he does is great. Harley Quinn is my next ex-wife. I love her. Margot Robbie is... Now, she's made for Harley Quinn, too. Like some
She doesn't want to do it anymore, though.
Some actors and actresses just nail it. Boss Baby. I have not seen Boss Baby 2. I've not seen it.
Oh.
Superhero movies suck anymore. But you know what? There's so much graphics. It's not even really about just being a picture anymore. It's all about the high-tech graphics of it. And movies are very little like movies.
I am so sick of watching Boss Baby because that's all my nephews watch. So now Joey's all into it. And I'm like, no, can we go back to like the normal cartoons? Because I I'm so boss babied out. But you need, did you
You had to jump. You had to
ever
jump
see
out
the
and jump
Stephen
back in
Dorff
again.
movie?
Oh, there you are.
It's
And there you go again.
called American Hero, where he's a superhero, but he's like a drunk.
No. She is stuttering. We're trying. We have to bounce back out again on us. I've never seen
Hear
Boss
me?
Baby at all. I haven't seen it. And she's out again. She'll be back in a few moments. Internet connection. We haven't had this problem in a long time. A little surprised. But she'll be back in a moment. We love her. And meanwhile, we'll do a story about Rush and their guitarist, Alex Lifeson. And it came out recently and said, don't expect a Rush reunion. Now, he's working on new material. And he said he's excited to do some pieces with Geddy Lee, also of Rush. But he said, since the passing of Neil Peart, there's really no reason to bring Rush back. Their time has come. Everything they've done is complete. And I'm okay with that. I think sometimes bands try to cling too long to the past and bring in new members and guys that you're not familiar with. I kind of like the original core. I like the original band members. Why did Jewel call me a drunk superhero? Well, being superhero-ish is also got to do, Jewel's beauty is blocking her Wi-Fi. If that's the case, that girl ain't got no Wi-Fi. Know what I'm saying? She'll be back shortly. It's unusual that she has this. We haven't had this in a while. We're actually, our sound got better. Our technology got better. We're doing it. By this time, 10 years from now, we might be right on. Ready for network television. Beer speak. So, that's the thing with Rush. We don't expect to see Rush ever again. And I'm okay with that. Like, you can't just bring in any drummer and call it Rush. Rush was badass. Agreed. Cass is not in the bar. Cassie's actually upstairs, or at least she was. She might have gone to bed by now. She was watching Animal Kingdom. That's her new show. She loves that show with Ellen Barkin. Calls it like a cross between Shameless and Sons of Anarchy, which is kind of good. It's got a little Sons thing to it. I watched a little bit of it here and there. I'm not really glued to it. It's more of a her thing. She gets glued to these shows and just locks into them. So she was watching that earlier, and sometimes she just runs out of gas and goes to bed. Jesus. Dude, you're killing me. I'm not a huge Rush fan, dude. I'm with you. Geddy's talented. I think they're all really talented musicians. I think as a whole, they're all great artists, but I was just never really a big fan. They're okay. I can listen to some of them. There's some songs come on and you're like, all right. But as a whole, I can live without it. Yeah, it is gangster. It's cool, though. It's a good show. I give it more of a chance. We'll see. She'll be done it probably within like a couple weeks. She binges. She goes through a season in a night, whatever. It's good stuff. The Texas Peeping Tom is a pretty sick story. I guess I'll do it now without Jewel. We may not get Jewel back at this rate, but anyway, we'll do the story of the Texas Peeping Tom. So this fella decided to lurk into the window of a rather young lady, well underage, and decided that he was going to fondle himself, gratify himself, etc. So the parents took it into their own hands. They chased him. The wife grabbed hold of him. The man wrestled and grabbed the gun, in which the husband came back and fired 3 shots at him. And now he is caught and charged by police, which I think is great, because I think what the act that guy did is disgusting. Not to mention a 10-year-old girl, and I got to tell you, if that was my kid, yeah. I don't think 3 shots would have been enough. I probably would end up in a slammer, because I would probably just fill that guy full of every round I owned. Anyway, the Texas Peeping Tom charged by police today officially, and he's got some gunshot wounds to handle as well. So sometimes you got to take justice in your own hands. Settled. I never liked Queen until I watched Bohemian Rhapsody. I loved Bohemian Rhapsody. And they said some of the events of it are changed a little bit. I loved it. I've always been a Queen fan. That movie has made me just like an absolute Queen diehard. Got a little teary-eyed at the end, even though you know the ending. The ending still hit me a little hard. I was always a Freddie fan. The end was kind of tough. My wife's watching me, tough guy there, watching it, a little tear in my eye. Yeah, a little heartbreaking. Kind of a tough ending. But a good movie. Love that movie to death. I've seen it 3 times. I could watch it 300 times if I have to. Lego has made it official as of August 1st. Lego is coming out with a Seinfeld set. That's right, Seinfeld Lego, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that there. See a Newman and a Kramer and a Jerry, a Lane and George. And it's Seinfeld. I mean, it's Lego greatness. I'm very stoked for this. Finally, it was on and off again. It was rumors. It was projections. So it's coming out finally August 1st. Seinfeld in Lego Land. I can't stand it. I'm so excited for that. Yeah, great movie, dude. Loved it. Earl, I feel you. Loved me some Bohemian Rhapsody. Jewel is having problems logging in. It is not letting her back, so I think we're going to go through the last maybe 10 minutes without. $249.99. I heard rumors that it could be up to about $100 for this Seinfeld piece. Legos are expensive as hell. I got lucky. This Batmobile thing I bought was on sale for $30. But they're so damn expensive. I love them. They're expensive as hell, man. Just binge watched The Legend of Bruce Lee. Now, I heard that's really good, and I want to see that. I'm always into Bruce Lee. The movie was excellent, too. So I definitely want to see that. But Seinfeld fans, as you know, I got all the Funko Pops. Now it's going to be a Lego series August 1st. Check local stores and bring your wallet. What else we got? Anything else on the horizon? The last story we have, I was going to say it for Jewel. I'm not really big on talking about it. I'm going to just share my 2 cents real quick on Sha'Carri Richardson being left off the U.S. Olympic team. Today, it was 100% official that she will not be joining the team. The marijuana test came back positive. She tested positive for marijuana. I get what a lot of people are saying. Marijuana is becoming more acceptable. It's becoming more legal, and it's not as dangerous in the eyes of many. But it's still against the rules. And the rules are the rules. And right now, she has broken the rules, and she's off the team. This I got to see. Hit me with this. I'm obviously weird. My daughter's name is Serenity, and I've never watched an episode of Seinfeld. Serenity now? Come on, man. That's where I thought the name came from. I do love the name, though. Great name, Serenity. Great girl. Haven't seen her in a while, my little girl. Adorable. And Ryan's a good dude. But you got to watch Seinfeld. Man, me and you, like, amazing we get along so well. We don't like any of the same things. Oh, no, sorry. I like a lot of things. You hate a lot of things. That's good stuff. But that's it. Like I said, this Sha'Carri Richardson thing, I'm not even touching it. You know, it's not... The marijuana thing is not racist. It's not racial charge. She's left off the team. It's a marijuana thing. And people are comparing it to athletes of the past who were busted after or a year before. This is like right before the Olympics. It hurts either way. Like I said, we've all been, we've all dabbled, I'm sure, or know people that dabble. And like I said, it's becoming more legal. But until the Olympic Committee says it's legal, that's where we are. Some great people tuning in tonight. I really appreciate everybody that checked us out, and some hearts and love. Brandy McEwen, as always, Earl Raines gave us the heart emoji. My sister-in-law Beth with the thumbs up. My brother was here. My man Ryan Risley, Earl, Jeremy, Stephanie. We love everybody that tunes in. Mike Skill was awesome tonight. Big thanks to Mike. So Soul Alone is a brand new song. We played it this evening. Mike getting back on the road with his solo act and the Romantics very soon. So that's very exciting. I would love to check them out when I come into town. Dabble. We all dabble. Everybody dabbles, and if we don't dabble, we know people that dabble, Jeremy gave me the wink. Like I said, medicinal. There's a lot of people that do it that way. It's, you know what I mean? It's every chance you get, you're here. We appreciate it, dude. We love you for it. Great show again, as always. Thank you, Earl. Let's tune in or check in. Well, tune in. Check in on what we got coming up in the next couple weeks here on the Yo Show. Of course, Jewel's going to be in California next week doing the show. And as you know, Jewel has a celebrity cousin out there. So maybe she'll get on. Maybe some of her friends will get on. But either way, Jewel's going to be out in California next week. We have a tremendous guest. Jewel will be here, though. Don't worry. I know the show's all about Jewel. I'm just the guy with the big mouth. You come for the big mouth, you stay for the Jewel. I get it. I know how it works. But anyway, next Tuesday night, starting 8 o'clock, Jewel will be in California. Our guest will be the rather lovely and hilarious comedian, goes by the name of Cocky Rocky, and she's a dossier there with the pink hair, and she is great. Her social media is hilarious. She always posts the funniest stuff. I said, look, you got to come on the show. We got to have you. And she said, I would love to. And her birthday just passed as well. She said, what did everybody give me for my birthday? I, of course, said an appearance on the Yo Show. Ryan Risley, thanks for the heart emoji, too. Love you for it. That's next Tuesday night. Remember, we have switched to Tuesdays for summertime. 8 o'clock, comedian Cocky Rocky. July 20th, we have musician David D'Alessio. He's going to be on the program. Can't wait for that. That should be a good show as well. We always love our musicians here on the Yo Show. We'll try to get some songs locked in as well. My dog sounds excited as well. He can't wait. July 27th, one of our Yo Show family members, Tiffany Mosher, is going to be with us. We're going to celebrate her birthday. We're trying to lock in some special guests. We're working on it. Tiffany, as you know, does the backup work when Jewel can't be with us. She's a terrific author living in the Virginia Beach area. She's become a great friend of ours and family. And the 27th will be her birthday. We're going to have some fun, some cocktails, some guests, talk and laugh, and have a great time with Tiffany for her birthday. I heard she's 21 at last. Andrew James Blidner, good evening. One of our former and amazing guests who will be a current guest again soon. We will talk, dude, and get you back on the program. Great actor, Andrew, an awesome dude, and just a great friend of the show, and we love having you on. We love having you here, and we love the fact that you watch us, dude, on a regular basis. It's outstanding. We greatly appreciate that. We come back 27th, August 10th. We have a great one. We got a little bit of gaps. We're going to fill some other guests, but August 10th, folks, and this one's great because it's one of my favorite people to come on the program. A lovely young lady, a terrific actress. A lot of you back in the day might remember her as Little Gracie from The Nanny. But since shows like Californication, Twin Peaks, and a lot of other great programs, the beautiful and talented Miss Madeline Zima will be with us. I cannot wait for that one. August 10th. I adore you, Madeline Zima. We actually, we chat on the phone at times. It's lovely. It's like a thrill. I love her so much. She's excellent. And be back on the program with us in August. Now, we have a booking already for September. It is September 8th. And we thank our good friend Earl Raines for bringing this young lady to my attention, a terrific local singer and songwriter. September 8th, we're joined by Laura Cheadle. It's actually Lauren Cheadle. I don't know why I put Laura. I apologize for that, but there she is there. She's a terrific artist. She's actually out in California this week performing. My dog is really begging me to get off the air because he's going nuts upstairs. Probably fireworks. They drive him crazy. But Lauren Cheadle will be on our show September 8th. We can't wait to talk to her. And as I said, we got some guests. We'll be filling them with some great artists of all sorts. Andrew, definitely thank you, man. We greatly appreciate that. And that's what we got coming up on the Yo Show in the next few weeks. Don't forget, next week it is comedian Cocky Rocky on our show. A humongous thanks to Jewel Tatey, of course. Oh, Laura. It is Laura. Why did I say Lauren? Laura Cheadle. I love her. She's a doll. She's very excited to be on and thank me tons of times for having her on. And we're very stoked for that. A tremendous thank you to Beatrice and the gang of Impact for getting us some great guests. We will catch you guys soon as well. I will tell her that he said hello. We miss you too. We will get together soon, anytime, man. We're always in the area. The missus loves hanging out. She loves hanging out with you. We'll do it soon, man. Absolutely. Let me know. We will definitely catch up because got to get some Ryan Risley in your life, man. That's what it's all about. Great times. Great dude. Glad you came in tonight and checked the show. I greatly appreciate it. Again, big thanks to Mike Skill. Thanks to Beatrice from Impact and getting her and getting him on the program for us. So that was awesome. We absolutely love it. Terrific time. And we're going to take you out now with the music of St. Ricketts, our house band, What Fire Cannot Burn. Until next week, for Joel Tatey, who got an early dismissal. I'm Jeff the Shark Perini, reminding you all, what was that phrase I heard today? Be the person your dog thinks you are. Did that work? Did I do it right? Thank you, my man. Thanks for having a great time. We appreciate the fact you love it here. You, the Green Hearts, they come out and support us greatly. So thank you for tuning in to the Yo Show. Jeff the Shark Perini signing off. We will see you next week. Same time, Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Make sure I do the volume right this time. I always screwed it up. There it is. And we'll see you real soon. Good night, everybody.
Was the point of it?
Let's start from the beginning, shall we?
Was it truly bliss if the taste of it poison deeper than you know? Kindly answer this. Was the point of it just to reach new heights of low? So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot burn. Wanted to embrace what it takes for it, pouring salt into the wound, willing to erase what I'd lose for it, to accept what I assume. So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot, searching for something, destined for nothing, losing composure over and over. Truly bliss if the taste of it poison deeper than you know. Kindly answer this. Was the point of it just to reach new heights of low? So